Hey YouTube, this is Alexander, and as we all should probably know, this is the back to school season. So I thought I'd devote this video to giving you guys my top 3 tech tips for back to school. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are basically tips that I use on a daily basis or that I always use whenever I go back to school. So the first tip is going to be easy, fun games that you can play to pass the time. So the first game that I actually have is Dots. Now, this is a fun game, and all of these games are going to be kind of fun games to play when you just need to pass the time. So Dots is basically a game about connecting, and you just go ahead and try to connect in a square or rectangle the dots of the same color in order to destroy or basically eliminate all of the dots of that same color to make it easier to connect other dots together. It's a fun game to play, and this is a game that I played the other day when I was waiting for class to start. I had a couple minutes, and it's a nice game because you don't have to worry about saves or progress or anything like that, or trying to get past a level. You just basically keep playing until the time runs out or you've run out of moves. So the next game is going to be Flappy Bird, and sure, some of you might not enjoy playing this game, but I personally do. If I'm waiting for class, it's another game I don't have to worry about trying to get past a level or saving or anything like that. I just quickly open it up, start tapping, try to get between those pipes and not die, and it just kind of helps to pass the time sometimes. The next game is a relatively new game named Freaking Math, and basically you're presented an equation and you have to either tap the checkbox to say that it's the right equation, it equals the right thing, or you press the box with the X in it to say that this is wrong. And the time does move very, very quickly though as you get further, so you have to be quick about it, and it can be kind of a challenging game, but it's also one of those fun games, again, where you don't really have to worry about saves or anything like that. You just play until you can't play anymore. And finally, the last game is Swing Copters, a game that we're all probably familiar with by now. But I like to play this game because it's kind of easy. Dong Nguyen made it a little bit easier, the creator of the game. So it's a little bit fun to play now. And it's another game that I will go ahead and open up if I'm waiting for something to start, or if maybe I'm on the bus and I've got nothing to read or anything like that. It's just a fun game to kind of pass the time if you enjoy this kind of stuff. So that was tip number 1, getting some games for whenever you're trying to pass the time and maybe you're a little bored. The second tip is going to be getting productivity apps. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of these apps that I use with you guys right now. So the first app is going to be Drive and the entire Drive suite. So that includes Docs and Sheets and whatever else comes with it. But Drive is where I basically store all of my school stuff because it's really easy to access on all my other devices. I can create documents, I can edit them. If I want to take notes on here, I can do that. If there's lecture notes or PowerPoints from the professor, I can go ahead and upload these, and I can go ahead and look at them during class if I can, and just use it. And it's a really nice tool that I like to use to help me when I'm in class and I need to get to something without having to print it out on paper. The next application is Dropbox, and although I don't use it for school, I think it's a great application that can help you be productive for the same reason as Drive. You can store things here. I don't believe you can edit or create documents, but you can store them in Dropbox, and much like Google Drive, they'll be available on all the other devices that you're signed in to Dropbox with. And for example, if you want to store lecture notes or PowerPoints or whatever, you can go ahead and store them here, and then on any of your devices you can go ahead and access them. For example, if you're in class and you want to look at them, or if you need to read something, you can go ahead and store that reading here. It's just a really helpful application for storing things. The next productivity app is one that I don't really use often ever, but I do use it when I need to create reminders, and it's called Keep. It's really handy when I need to just create a quick reminder. I wouldn't open up the application, I would just tap the microphone in the Google search bar. But if I want to come in here and write a quick note, something that doesn't necessarily warrant an entire document in Drive, I can come in here and create that quick note. If I've ever got any ideas or questions that I have, I can go ahead and also put them in here. So it's a really handy application for that. And it does help me to be a little bit productive because I can go ahead and store things right in here. And again, like the first 2 applications, anywhere I'm signed into my Google account and I've got Keep on that device, I can go ahead and access that from wherever I am. So another productivity app is TickTick, and I recently replaced tasks with TickTick. Thanks to a follower of mine, I started using TickTick and I really enjoy it. You can create tasks lists, You can create different tasks inside those lists, and you can color code each task list. I can go in the settings, and it's got a ton of different settings. I can set the reminder tone. I can set when the daily alert is going to be to remind me if I have stuff due that same day. I can change the theme color. I can add a quick add button in the status bar. It just makes it really nice and easy. It's got a lot of different options. And finally, we have Today, which is a calendar widget. So this is where I store my classes, and I don't normally have it when I'm not in school because I don't have a lot going on. But when I am in school, it's really helpful for me to be able to just keep track of what days I have what classes. And it also syncs with your Google account. If you already got your stuff in Google Calendar, it'll go ahead and pull it right here and show it to you. So I really enjoy this app for that reason. So now that we've taken a look at two, we've talked about some games to pass the time and productivity apps. The third tip is to make sure that you guys save your stuff for offline. Now, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but I've been in situations where I don't have a great internet connection or I don't have one at all, and unfortunately I can't access the things that I store in the cloud for that reason. But certain applications that I use personally and that you guys maybe use as well will allow you to store things for offline or save them for offline. And if you guys use Google Drive, for example, you can see if you store your documents here, for example, maybe lecture notes or something, and you want to be able to access them quickly in an area where you may not have such a great internet connection, you can go ahead and keep it on the device. This is really helpful. Same thing with my books. If I buy a book for class on Google Play, I will go ahead and make sure it's saved for offline use. And finally, same thing for the music. It's just really handy to be able to save your stuff for offline so that, again, if you don't have a great internet connection or you're not going to have one for later, you'll be able to still access the things that you need to access. So I really like these features. And these are things that I do on a daily basis, is save my stuff for offline. It does both conserve battery and your data, because you don't need to actually access the internet to get this stuff since it's saved on your device. So these are things that I do when I go back to school. I get some games that'll help me pass the time, I get my productivity apps rolling, and I make sure that my things that I need that I've saved in the cloud are also available on my devices everywhere. I hope you guys were able to take something away from it that will help you guys in school. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe down there for a lot more videos. And definitely follow me on Google+, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.